This is episode 222. It's all the twos under the eye. 222 and a hashtag show. Episode 222. Episode 222 episodes of a hashtag show. Welcome. Malak Ali. What I wanted to say to you is, riddle me this, Mal. Right? When I come into the bunker, the wank cupboard to record, nobody comes in here except me. Nobody, right? Not a soul, not a ghost, not a creature, nothing. But every time I come in to record, I've always got to reposition the mic and reposition the camera. Why is that, Mal? Why is that?
I shall tell you.
Talk to me.
But first, I would like to say, welcome, listeners. Thanks for tuning in. Wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you.
Good nabbing.
And good nabbing. And welcome.
What's Italian for? What's Italian?
Show.
What's Italian for good evening?
Buongiorno.
Is that not good morning?
Oh, right, sorry, that is good morning. Buonasera. Excuse me.
Buonasera.
But
buongiorno.
My dad used to just go down, he learned, when he was there, he learned buonasera, which was good evening, and he held on to that word. No matter what time of day, first thing in the morning, he'd just be walking down the street, bold as brass, saying every day, buonasera, buonasera. And I'd be like, fella, that's good night. He'd be like, it's cool, it's all right. I'm saying hello, aren't I? Anyway,
I'm trying.
So
Fuck
going back to your problem.
Yes.
It's quite simple, Scott.
Talk to me.
You live in a house with hundreds of dogs. They've obviously got a podcast on the go, and they're recording while you're away. Because everybody knows you set up fucking things with cameras, and you catch dogs doing the strangest, wackiest of things. Over to you, Scott.
There's obviously we've discussed a lot on the show throughout the many years, throughout the many episodes.
Is it? How many years is it?
Many years.
We nearly coming up to 10? No, not yet.
No, I don't know. No, not yet. But there's a couple of things that stay in my mind, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering if there's anything in the show that sticks in your mind in day-to-day life. And I'll give you the two that stick in my mind, right?
I don't know what you mean by day-to-day life.
Day-to-day, sometimes for example, if I hear something, if I hear this word, I automatically think of your dad. Automatically, right? And that word is
tagine.
Bukkake. Aye, tagine. It's tagine, mate.
What the fuck is a tagine?
As I say it every time, and the thing is, I've said it to people and they go, like, what? They actually tell me, and I go, no, I know what a tagine is. You just don't listen to the show, you fucking scumbag. But like, I was watching watching MasterChef the other day, and the guy's like, it's kind of like a tagine. I was like, what the fuck's a tagine? I'm like, it's in my mind, well, it's in my mind. That and fucking the other thing is, I really miss those tigers. That's the other one. They'll stay away to the day I die. But anytime I hear the word tagine, I then go, what the fuck's a tagine?
The Houston. That one made me laugh. And Alexa. Anything Alexa.
How have you been? What have you been up to? What's been happening?
Well,
what's been happening in Lee household?
After a good weekend of two festivals. Friday I was doing in Blythe near Newcastle. Technically it is Newcastle, isn't it? But a festival was just stuck on to the side of a pub, and it was rocking, such a mega production. And then Saturday I was up in Hamilton for Stereo Funk, which is your neck of the woods, but you were gigging, or you could have came along.
Well, we actually were on the train getting to Glasgow to do the Mr. Ross's rap party gig, and we saw a few of the patrons heading to Stereo Funk, and good Lord. Some people just... mode. I mean, but no, because you know that way, like, I would much rather go to any kind of function, Mallorca, or event that has people who are mid-30s plus.
Yes.
Rather than teenagers.
Correct.
Especially teenagers nowadays who have got no respect or care for their actions, and they are, majority of them, little cunts. So
you mean teenagers?
Aye, nowadays. But see if you're at
teenagers every days.
See if somebody says to me, listen, mate, there's a festival in a field, right? It's heavy, mad, lit, ravey music and all that, but it's like people who are like 35 to 50. I'm like, sign me up.
Well, that was kind of it. And I'll give you another thing. It's full of all that commercial music that you love and all. I can't even remember some of the names of the bands, but all the tracks that you absolutely love.
I love it, mate.
That was all the
listen,
music that was there.
see if
Actually,
you take
the music that would push your buttons would probably be my set, but everybody else that was there, it was all like Entrance and Venga Boys and that kind of stuff as well. So you'd have been in your element.
Love it, mate.
You could have let out the woman inside yourself.
Oh, mate. See if you can take an ABBA track, speed it up, put a bass on it. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's
That's exactly what it was. Something for everyone. I like to define that's Stereo Funk Festivals. And you know what? They moved it to the grounds of a castle last year, Shatterley House, whatever it was.
Shatterley
it's something like that, and it really is a beautiful setting. And the festivals, I've been involved in it for the start, and it just gets better and better every year.
I was watching a video the other day, and it's a boy, right? And he's a disc jockey.
Mm-hmm. A DJ.
I prefer the full term disc jockey. Mm-hmm. And his name is Arman van Buurbum.
Right,
Arman van Buurbum.
Yep.
Right?
Armin van Buuren.
Armin van Buuren. He's a sheep farmer from Donegal.
Aye.
And he said in the video, he's like, now, my father's been herding sheep. I've been herding the sheep. I'm a top man. I've been a top man for a year now. And in lockdown, he found an old set of vinyl records. And he became a DJ. And apparently he's doing well for himself. Now, he had said to me, Manocha, correct me if I'm wrong.
Junkies bastard.
As his style of disc jockeying, would that be considered trance now?
I guess so.
Not trance like a man and a woman. I mean, like trance, like you're in a trance.
He plays music for men, women, and non-binary.
Right. He had said in his now
trance music.
Trance music. He said it's trance music. What kind of music do you play now? I play the trance. You know, it's for fucking everyone.
No, trance.
Trance music. Get a man and a woman together and make them scream. You know. He had said, and Malaka Lee is, you know, I put my Stuart McConey hat on here as the you are the musical genius of the show. He had
I am the music man.
Now, in your humble opinion, as a disc jockey throughout the decades, you know,
I would consider myself an artist.
A career spanning many decades, you know.
Over 30, Scott. Over 30.
He had said in the genre of dance music,
I was his biggest influence.
Part for that, in the genre of dance music, he had said that, in his opinion, trance is the ultimate version of dance music, and everything else sits below that. Now, Mallorca, what is your as a fan of the mainstream trance, you know, and the EDM movement, you know, fucking electric dance, fuck nugget, I would say yes. You know, but what
yes.
What would you say, Mal? What would you say?
No, I'd disagree.
Surely everything has its own thing, and when people try and say no, but this is the best, that's just lies. Because
it's just opinion.
Some cunts might like a GABA.
Exactly.
I like a GABA. I like a bit of the fucking a GABA.
See, then you had the cigar again. It's made me think I need to get good cigars.
I like the GABA. And I like
You like GABA? That's the hard stuff.
Mate. Aye.
I like
Aye, and it's and it goes
like,
me. Do you know what else we need to do? Right, and see, because I've had 2 coffees and I'm wired this early in the morning, I've seen this thing where, you know, like I don't know the technical term. I think it's called the drop, just before the beat comes back in, you know?
Yeah.
And a track, you know, you'll be like fucking scuba.
Wasn't it a DJ Gibble coming in?
Half a second of silence and then fucking, you know, the drop. Mark Sherry loves a drop, you know, give some time to get in front of the decks, put those bingo wings up, you know. But just before the drop, I've seen this thing where people will put random words in before the drop.
Yep.
And I thought, you need to make a tune that's got a heavy fucking drop in it, and we can stick in some old hashtag clips. Because I was thinking, like, mad music, and then silence, and you're like, "Oh, that animal pussy's for me," and then fucking drop in. And I thought that'd be great.
Ultrasonic invented the drop, my man. check your head, make that move. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many catch lines and catchy tunes has the Sonic got? Hey, talking about that music, a boy posted a ticket from other thing as well. That when somebody said to me, Armand Van Buren, I cringe a wee bit inside because I was playing at a festival in Ireland. I think it was Planet Love. And this was in the days when my fucking partying was out of control.
When you were fun. When you were fun.
I was fun, man. I had them near enough. Bow. You could call it a headlock depending on what angle you were looking at, right? And I was calling Armin Van Buren Ferry because in my head there's an DJ called Ferry Cousin, and he's another Dutchman, and the similar looks, blonde hair, the boom boom music, and I don't know what was going on in my head. I had to tell Ferry that I thought his music was better than Armin's.
And you were saying this to Armin? Armin,
right?
I love this shit.
And then his security guy / roadie manager guy managed to prize me off, took me to the side.
Fully erect.
And he was like,
I was fully erect.
Fucking Armin, mate. His name's fucking Armin. And I was like, all right, you fucking dick. Straight back here, he'd look Ferry. Yeah. And then I think they took me away in a fucking golf cart to another part of the festival just to get me the fuck out of there. Wow. And he was, and credit to him, because he does, I've met him at gigs sober. And he is a lovely guy. He is a nice guy. See kind of what you see in the screen when he's doing all his DJing and that. No, you think he looks like a sensible guy. He is, and he's quite a polite guy as well. He actually took the full situation like, no bother, like, I'm just dealing with another drunk guy at the Scottish Irish festival. He's totally normal. I smile, I wave, and hope to buy my records. And that's it. And he's never cast it up. He's never said, don't let him anywhere near me. I think I've supported him a few gigs after that.
Well, in the videos that I've seen of him with his white studio, doing his little thing, I think he looks like
his podcast.
I think he looks like a boring cunt. And I'll just say it,
he's a big deal. He's one of the DJs that wears
a big deal? DJ Scooby. That's just a fucking big deal, man. Right?
Scooby's a legend. And I was talking to Scooby last week.
Everybody sits underneath.
Scooby's starting to DJ again. He's starting to go out and DJ again, so I'm going to get Scooby to play a set in 1994 sometime. But then moving on, what was it I was going to say? A boy sent me a message yesterday, and it was a ticket for my gig at King Tut's, and it's 9 years ago today, on the 3rd of May, 9 years ago, that I played my computer games album live at King Tut's with a full band.
9 years ago?
9 years ago, man.
Was it?
Well, that was exactly my thing. 9 years ago? What? And I just thought to myself, holy fuck, man. I gave myself a wee pat in the back because I was like, that was a fucking achievement. Then I realised the amount of work into that and how I felt after it. And because I thought to myself, I need to do like a 10-year anniversary gig, and I thought, I can't do that, man.
Why
all
not?
That work. A lot of work. And anyway, that's me and Mr. Ross. That's how we got together. So me and Mr. Ross have known each other for just over 10. The album this year is 10 years old. That live gig is 9 years old. And that's how me and Mr. Ross got together through my friend Andy Haldane. And I remember speaking to Ross, and my first words to Ross was, I thought you'd have long hair.
Brilliant.
Because he's like a rocks. Andy said to me he's a rock singer. And Ross, I need to ask Ross what he said, but he said, I thought you'd have been a fucking... Ross went into his fucking wee hardman guy. I thought you'd have been a fucking mad dance cunt or something. That's what he said. No, like, I obviously get his back up because obviously, no, he was probably losing his head at that point. But I didn't look at him like... I just said, meant as in it was his genre of
you're
music.
A rocker?
Aye. And he's went, in a turmoil, I'm losing all my hair. And then he said something really snidey back. And I remember laughing, thinking, I think I like this guy. and that was it.
Let's keep him around.
Yeah. Hey, don't sack him yet. We'll get some tunes out that boy, and then we'll get him the door. But and then it was great to see. I seen a wee video that Donald put together of the rap party thing, and I thought to myself, good on you, Scott Gibson, because you go to the folk, feel fucking all scared up the back of the venue to come down to the front bit of the actual gig.
I hated it, man. It was such
the
a
gig
fucking,
for you.
For me, it was horrible. It was fucking horrible.
How long did you do? No, just do like a wee 5-minute kind of intro
like
thing?
10, 15 minutes, but it was still like, I wanted to go on and date, and then it just brought back all the
Haven't
times
you hated
when
about all these shite gigs?
it's not even that. It's like, see, when you try and wedge like stand up into like things that just isn't meant to have stand up in it.
Right.
Like, well, even when I was talking
shit like that, because I think you take control of situations really well like that.
No, but even when I was talking, I'm like, I literally, as I was on stage with, no, you know what I'm like for, all the times that we've had sex. You know what I'm like when we do the live shows, right?
That's our time.
I get freaked out at a monitor because I just don't have monitors, right? And that always fucking blew. You don't have monitors, right? I just don't like them. And if I do have them, they're on like, if they're in, like, the one is always fucking Eden Court and Inverness, they're like built into the stage, so they can't take the monitors off, right? So they just turn them. I'm like, just literally turn it as low as it'll go, so there's hard lighting coming out it. All right. So imagine they're obviously set up for the gig. So because I'm like, I says to the wee tech guy, he's like, "What do you want me to do at that?" I says, "Well, it's not my gig, mate. So just leave it as it is, and I'll just work through it, mate." See, even with the monitors on, I still couldn't hear myself talking because it was that fucking loud in the room. That's how loud it was in the room.
With so the cackle of the punters.
Just all the old birds, mate, changing their fucking sanitary towels before Ross comes on.
Shiori Hamilton birds, right? Shiori Hamilton birds, man. You dare yourselves up to the nines, right? They're out looking for cock, man. They're not a rock gig for Roscoe. They're out looking for Glasgow cock, man.
Everyone, they were on the pub fucking blazing, man. In the pub at like fucking 12:30.
Brilliant.
Getting jarred up, mate. Getting jarred up. During the best thing, right? So they were absolutely amazing. They were absolutely fucking brilliant. And I'm so glad I got to see Ross in like his full set, and he was loving it, man. And do you know what?
I think that's his happy place, isn't it?
Oh, aye. But also, it's like, see, because obviously, like, we both know people who are very talented in their own artistic field, and they don't have the recognition they deserve because, like, after I just felt this should be the start of like a tour. They should be going out in like a 40-day tour somewhere because they were, honestly, mate, they were fucking brilliant. They've got a full rig up with like visuals at the back. It just everything. They were absolutely fucking brilliant, a lot of them, and it was a great gig. And I hope Ross enjoyed it.
I'm sure it was very stressful for him putting it together, all the rehearsals, promoting the gig, because it's the thing that you need somebody full time who's pushing the gig, putting tours together. As you know yourself, mate, doing it yourself.
But this is why this is one of the reasons why I think, I haven't gone anywhere numbers wise in like fucking 6 years.
Because you've not got somebody doing that, taking the reins for you and putting the tours together. Mate, or you've not got the time to put the tours together.
Well, they knew the time because I'm fucking, mate, last night, do you know I get in the house last night at fucking 10:15?
Finish your work?
Mate, that was my first.
Me a lot of wee fucking mole left after taking my lessons off.
That was my first 13-hour day. It was fucking grill. Anyway, I'm like, see stuff like writing stand-up or like concepts of a show, mate, I find that
easy. I does it on a...
But I find that so easy. That bit has always kept me so easy. Like, I write a show in a week and then work it out. But see, like, doing promotion or like working at social media, it's not that I'm not destroying. I am awful at it. But then people need to, that's a skill. That's why you get fucking guys who and women who are millionaires, because they have a promotions company because they're really good at it. So I'm shite at it. But anyway, the day itself, mate, was fucking brilliant. They were in there.
Did you have a few gins? Did you have a few gins? Enjoy yourself?
Right. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. So we're boozing throughout the day. I think we had
Ross boozing or no?
Ross was.
He's kept after the gig. He did booze. No before.
I was amazed that they were all still standing. Like, amazed, because they were fucking boozing. They were in there for 11 o'clock in the morning, man, getting set up.
I know, but when they were boozing, you know, Mr. Ross, like 2 fucking beers and he's away with it.
Well, he had a couple of beers, but he was proper. Like, it was funny to see him in like work
Gig mode,
as opposed to
he
what
was
he's
wearing
like
the
at
Ray-Bans
HashTag.
for real at that gig.
Aye, so
he was rocking out the Ray-Bans for real. That's what I noticed.
I'm on the ciders with 2 pints in the pub, then came in. I think I maybe had 6 pints in the gig, which is a lot for fucking DJ Gibble. And then the plan was we were going back to a pub in Hamilton that they'd hired out a function room in. And
Aye,
then no
see all
doubt,
the Hamilton birds, see once we went in the tune, smashed all the guys. Their back came to take up the leftovers. They're wild, man. They're wild.
what the days, right? They get to Glasgow, right, for a bit of what they call foreign cock, right?
R&R.
Aye, R&R, mate, right? Fucking, that's what I'm talking. Wrestling, fucking aero rampage. And then they
Wrestling the big rangdongs.
right? What days we all go up the fucking gow, man, right? To get some of the black guys, and then we swallow that goblet, and then they come back to Hamlin, right? They meet their
Still
men
thirsty.
meet their men in the pub, and then tell their men about all this sausage they've been snaffing out of tune, you know? That's it.
But sometimes the men go on watch because they love it, I know.
All the Hamilton men come back and they put the woman's underwear on, that tell me what happened to you, and she's like, hey, he was from Nigeria, man, him and his brother.
While singing all those tunes.
Aye, she's like, right, just before I come, I need you to sing fucking the sash full volume into my left earlobe. Anyway, so after the gig, we'll go to a pub back. We're going for a couple of drinks, then we'll go to a pub in Hamilton, and then I think the plan was probably end up back at the Fergusons for a fucking party in the
You
function
could have
room,
all
right?
came to Stereo Funk, which was in Hamilton. Well, actually, no, he's all couldn't probably get shit in, but.
Well, here's the thing. Didn't even think of that, but here's the thing, Mal, right? So we're getting set up after the gig. Everybody's kind of dying down. The fans are leaving, and the hardcore crew are hanging on, right? And the missus says to me, "What do you want to do?
Take me to paradise.
Take me in that back, and let's finish getting that sink off the wall."
What do you want to do? You and Cheeky Mal had already mad hookers before the hashtag show, aye?
I want you to point to every fucking corner in this room where you've had your cock out. All right.
Please don't light a UV black light it back here.
So she says, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "No, I'm playing along. I'm playing the game."
Food.
Right? Because I am saying to myself, regardless of how I feel or what I want, I am in here as her confidant and her support. So whatever she says goes.
Right.
You know? If she says, we're going to the pub, then we're fucking getting on a bus to Paris, we're keeping the rave going, right? Then there's an underground fucking planet in Serbia.
All we got to do is do it.
I'm like, whatever, right? I'm feeling both. So I says, I thought we got to the pub. She's like, right, cool. So I'm preparing myself for another 8 hours on it, right? And then right at the last minute, mate, like a fucking 96-minute win and goal in extra time, she turns around and says, I think I might just want to go up the road and get some food. And mate, I was like, marry me.
Princess.
Darling, sweetheart, marry me. No. Obviously, I'm delighted at this idea, right? Where you go and get... Now, this is where it takes a bit of a fucking a left turn, but I've accepted it, I've processed it, I've moved on, right? Where to go and get the train? Trains are cancelled.
Oh, again?
Trains are cancelled, right? Now, the options are we get trains to like Motherwell, or we get trains out the way, and then we have to get a taxi home. Her feet were killing her because you get the big high heels on. So I'm talking about my feet. I don't give a fuck about your feet. What?
A mixture of high heels and trench foot.
Let me look at your calves. Shut up and walk. So her feet are killing her. Went and got a taxi. Taxi from Glasgow Central back to Lismahago. How much?
60 quid.
£85.
Oh, Jesus wept.
Should have been 60. It was 60 the last time. He was fucking taking the cunt. I says, what we got to do? It's 85, that's it. Got in, took a hit, we got it. Up the road, we go. This is the best bit. She's ordering food in the taxi.
Oh, right, just to time it, to pick it up.
We go in the house, up the stairs, get changed into our comfies, down the stairs, the food arrives, ate the food, started watching a film, Independence Day, inspired by the gig from Mr. Ross. 5 minutes into the movie, she falls asleep, out cold, on the
Did he
sofa.
stop you if you crack one out?
Out cold on the sofa, right? Pushed it against her chin a few times. She's definitely asleep.
Aye. You're eating, I know. One
mate,
horn.
Duvet owner. Film off.
Just start singing it.
Match of the day on.
Oh, match of the day, right? Okay.
Now, I have gone.
Old Firm gaming course.
I have gone for thinking that I'm going to be in a fucking Hamilton hell pit, boozing away to fucking
to your happy place.
To be in my own house at 8 o'clock at night. I barely feel like a kebab. I sleep missus and fucking football on the telly. Mate, it couldn't have worked out any better.
Was it on Monday the Old Firm game was on?
Old Firm game was on Sunday.
Aye, Sunday. This is Saturday.
This was Saturday. This was the
right,
first.
Okay.
The first semi-final was on Saturday, which was Ross County and Inverness Caley Thistle. A thrilling game of shite football, you know.
Joe Deacon sent me a wee message to tell you to get up. He knows he can't slag me about the football because I don't care, but he knows you are still a dirty orange bastard, so he'll slag you.
I wouldn't say I'm a dirty orange bastard. I say there's a slight tinge of of orange emitting from me. You know,
you're one of the brothers.
Was I upset that Rangers got beat in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup? Yes, I was. You know, because I thought, hey, we're crowning a new king next week, for fuck's sake. You know, couldn't they let, in honour of the Queen, couldn't they let Rangers win? You know.
Would have hurt them
that much. I mean, they've won every bloody trophy going for the last fucking God knows how long. Would have killed them to let us win one. For Charles.
Mate, see, on yesterday I was in Tesco's and I was looking at, they've got a wee hang for all the bunting and everything, and they've got wee Union Jack bowler hats, and I burst out laughing. I was like, how funny would that be just to get a couple,
mate,
just to be like kicking about?
Aye, but obviously we'll wait until the coronation's over so we can get them a cheap price.
Get them cheaper.
I saw it I don't know if it was Asda or Tesco, but they've got a big sign up saying the Coronation Station, and I was like, what a fucking name of a tune.
But what a slogan. That's how you get the produce in buying their shopping. Where you go to Tesco's? No, that's for the other side. We go to the Coronation Station, aka Morrison's of Orange.
Imagine if you were like, we obviously both know, like, and I don't want to say the word diehard, because you can be a diehard fan without being an arsehole, right? But we both know bigoted cunts that sit on either side of the divide, right?
Yes.
People who are like, fucking, I've got blue AstroTurf because I don't want green AstroTurf in my backyard. All that kind of stuff, right? Like, full on mental. Don't drink.
I'm not wearing green. All that kind of fucking nonsense.
Yeah, is that a blue jacket? Get that off. All that kind of stuff, right?
What are you wearing that for? What?
Aye.
What are you wearing that for? What are you talking about?
Right, all
like my brother.
Aye, like your brother and Uncle Joe Deacon, right? Joe Deacon's so sectarian he had to fucking move to Switzerland, man, because they don't have the Queen on their money. That's how sectarian he is, right?
Exactly why he moved.
He's like, I'm sick of seeing her face on everything, man. Fuck this, off to Switzerland he goes, right? Because he doesn't want to pay
side
tax.
note, I seen Joe at the festival.
How is it?
He was just back for renewing his marriage vows, and he just looked like a happy man, and it was a joy to see. Clean shaven, suntanned, looking like his 40-year-old self. Because I think there's something going on in Switzerland there. They've cryogenically frozen Joe, stopped him from aging.
Aye.
And he was a wee happy chappy, so he was. Anyway, over to his spot.
I hope he's doing well. Now, imagine being,
not any orange or blue clothing on him, ever.
Imagine being that bigoted, right?
Uh-huh.
And only because what's happening now with Charlie Boy, I'm going to look at it from the Celtic point of view. Imagine being like, I fucking hate the Queen. I hate fucking red, white, and blue. Fucking Chucky Allah. Fuck. Imagine how difficult must it be to do your shopping now? Because any shop you walk
everything's bunting and everything.
Full of bunting, mate.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Full of Union Jacks.
You're just assuming that all Celtic supporters hate the royalty. Right?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Do you think there is Celtic supporters who generally, like me, don't give a fuck about
100%
royalty and all that, or they're quite for Queen and Country.
Yes. Also, like, remember the whole thing with the independence movement? There was a big, there was like I think it was called the Bears for Independence.
Prodigies that want independence kind of thing.
Like the Bears for Independence, but that turned out to just be a group of gay men. But there was a Rangers group, you know, like, listen, we're Huns, but we love independence, you know. Mal, it's a conundrum. It's a conundrum, you know, because you're brought up to love the Protestant belief, you know, that hey, you can get divorced and
Queen of country,
you know, Queen and country, but now it's king and country. I mean, we need to talk about fucking sausage fingers because
I just don't. It doesn't sit well with me being a subject. I'm a free man. I'm not a subject, Scott.
You're a free man, mate. You're a free man.
I'm a Freemason. Sorry, I'm a free man, not a subject.
Right. Well, do you know what? We need to talk about sausage fingers, and we need to talk about chips as well, because apparently they make you depressed, and we're going to do that.
Well, that's fucking. Section of show for that sums up my life. I get brought up in a chippy.
I know. Patreon.com/the hashtag show, hashtagshow.co.uk. Follow the links. Become a hero. It's the only way to hear every single part of the show, because when we finish now for the scum, the show continues for the heroes.
Before we jump over, I'd just like to say, I've announced a few gigs, and I just want to give them a wee shout out on the show for everybody. Basically, there's some great, exciting gigs coming up, guys. Yeah, and I'll just ring off some to you. Yeah. If I can find them, which I am struggling to find them. But I mean, next up, DJ MC Malorca Lee will be doing a live appearance at the Garage in Kilmarnock on the 17th of May, followed on by the 1994 Family Fun Day on the 17th of June. And then we're swiftly moving on to Edinburgh for the adult 1994 Annihilating Rhythm Night. That's in the Biscuit Factory in Edinburgh on the 24th of June. And then that's not all, Scott. We're going to Paisley's official rave cave. Yes, Ultrasonic are coming to Paisley, guys, to play that fabulous venue, Club 69, the original rave cave. And that's on the 8th of July. That's going to be sensational. That's going to be an intimate gig for lots of lovely ravers. And then we're doing the biggie. 1994 has just been invited to do the dance festival on the Saturday at the Dunhame Festival in Dumfries. What a lineup! A full day of 90s old school nostalgia. Not stopping there. We're going into August. We're down at the Shoe Shaker Festival on the 8th of August in Blythe near Newcastle. And then obviously we've got the Club Kinetic reunion in Stoke-on-Trent on the 30th of September. I mean, that's all I really want to go just now. Please rewind, put those dates in your diary, and yeah, I'll see you there. God bless. Thank you. You've been listening to Scott Gibson and Malorca Lee, and this is the hashtag show, the gig minute is what I like to call this section. The gig min.
Patreon.com/the hashtag show. Become a hero. Listen to the full episodes. We'll speak to the scum next week. Take care.
Your motherfucking whore.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Okay. Great. Good night.
This is the end. The hashtag show.co.uk.